there, this is Carlene Vaughn, and your teachers have asked me to show you how to create a timeline project with Microsoft Sway. So here we go. The first thing you're going to need to do is go to your class link. So you can click on your little bookmark or type it into the web browser. That website is launchpad.classlink.com/FCS if you need to type it out. I'm going to go ahead and log in. Next, you're going to look for the Microsoft Office 365 folder. And inside there, we want to click on Sway. Now, this is a project you're going to be working on throughout the term, and so we want to make sure it's something that you can go back to and edit. So I'm going to show you first how to create it and then what you're going to do each time that you come back to edit or add more points on your timeline. So first thing is if you've created sways before, you'll see your sways here. You can see some templates and some inspiration or samples to take a look at. We don't want to do any of that. We want to just start from scratch. So we can click Create New in the top right, or we can come right over here and click Create New here. Now, the first thing you'll notice is this little tile up here. This is your title card or tile. Basically, Sway is set up like a series of cards. Think like a stack of cards or a stack of, or like index cards or something like that. So you do the first one, then the next one, then the next one, and it kind of flips through the cards for your presentation. All right. And so what happens is when you make a timeline, if we set your cards correctly, you'll just kind of have this continuous timeline that will kind of show your way through a whole series of events. So it's just kind of a neat way to show that. So first thing, I'm going to title my sway and call it My Timeline Project. Okay. And the next thing, I think I want a background photo with it. So I'm going to click background image here. And then you'll see that brings up this little search bar. So I'm going to say that my project is going to be on World War II. So World War II. And click enter. And then I get all these little images. So I'm going to kind of click through and see if I see one that looks like a good background image. Lots of options here. I should probably just settle on one. Those Lego figures are probably not a great idea. All right, I'm going to go right back up here and choose this one right here. Okay, and once I click add, it is now associated with this title card. Okay. So if you want to see what that looks like right now, you can click play and now see that I have this airplane and my timeline project. Now, if you want to preview what things look like and then go back to the editing part, you just click edit again right here. All right, now here is the kicker, because each time we add an event, we need it to be set a specific way so that it holds the information together, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to click the little plus, and we are going to insert a heading, okay? So this first heading is going to be my date. So my first date in my timeline, I'm just making stuff up, okay? But my first date in my timeline right here is going to be 1900, all right? And I want to put an image with that as well. So I'm going to click background again. And I don't know what happened in 1900. I'm just going to type this date in and see what I get. And again, I don't want to give you any ideas or sample dates or anything like that. And I don't want to have to go spend the time to research it. I just want to show you the process, okay? So again, this next card is going to be a heading card. with the date. And then now I'm searching for an image. And so I think I'm going to go with, let's see. I don't know what's happening here. That looks like rugby or something. So I'm going to click that and add it here. And we want to make sure that our pictures are relevant to what we are talking about. So if we were talking about Pearl Harbor, and I guess I could probably say that if we wanted to talk about Pearl Harbor, then we would type in Pearl Harbor. Okay, so I'll show you that on the next one. All right, so I have my heading card, and underneath my heading card, I'm going to put a text card. Okay, so text, and I'm going to say some really important, let's say, a really important event occurred on this day in 1900. Okay, and make sure I spell that right. So again, this is just an example, but you're going to have to follow your teacher's instructions on what you're putting here in this text card, okay? So again, this is a heading, and this is a text card, all right? More important facts, blah, blah, blah. Don't write that in yours. All right, so I'm going to say that I'm done with this one. Next, I'm going to click the plus, and I'm going to do another heading. And this is how I would add another date. So now let's say 1929. And I'm going to choose that one because I feel like something important may have happened there. I could choose emphasize if I want. And that's going to make that bolded a little bit. There we go. Okay. And let's see. I clicked on my image. Now I'm going to come over here and add an image. So 1929. All right. So it looks like a really cool Ford car was made that year. That's not really what I was looking for. Ah, here we go. Wall Street in panic as stocks crash. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to add that photo. And then again, I'm going to add a text card to that, okay? So I'm going to come right here. And I know it was a little hard to see that plus. If you can't see it, you know what you can do is scroll down, and if you still can't see it, you can hold down the control button and hit the minus button, and it'll kind of zoom out a little bit and should fix that, okay? So if you still can't see it, you can always zoom out just a little bit. So again, that plus, this was my my heading card. Now I'm going to do a text card. All right, so another really important event happened on this day in 1929. The stock market crashed. Okay, so now I have my title card, my heading, my text, my heading, my text. And just so you guys know exactly how old I am, I'm going to do one more heading. And again, heading is how we start each new event. I'm going to emphasize and put 1982. Oh my goodness. That is the year that I was born. I'm sure you won't see anything under my name, but who knows? Nope. All right, so I'm just going to search for teacher. And add, let's see. We'll add this as my background. And then again, remember you can't see that little plus here, but if you just click down, so you see that little green line pop up and click, it'll bring up the plus, okay? Again, this was my heading, and now I want text. the person that made this video was born in 1982. Whoa. Okay. More important and amazing facts here. Okay. So now I've done, again, I just made this up, okay? But I've done my title. I've got 3 separate dates that I want on my timeline. And you can see how each one is kind of set up in its own little, like the heading card and the text card stuck together. And the reason that is because anything that I put up underneath this heading card is going to attach to this heading card unless I do a new heading. So that's why it's important whenever you create new dates is you add a heading first and then a text and then a heading and then a text. Okay, so now I can hit play and you can see what it looks like. Okay, so with Sway, it either moves top to bottom or left to right, and we can change that. But here's my title, my timeline project. You might want to put your name on that. My first date with a photo and a fact. All right, my second date with a photo and a fact. Hopefully your photos aren't this blurry. All right, my third date, a photo and a fact. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come back to edit. And now I kind of want to change the way it looks because I don't love the way it's happening. I'm going to hit design. And then come over here to the right and click on styles. So one of the things that I loved about Sway was the way that it was visually kind of worked its way from left to right. And so I'm going to click on horizontal. And you can see just here how this kind of progresses through in our little preview pane. So if I click the little right arrow, there's 1900 and my fact. Okay. There's 1929, and here's my fact. 1982, and my fact. All right? The other thing you can do is that you can kind of remix this. So if I hit the remix button, it's going to kind of change up what it looks like, and I'm not spending forever going through all of this and seeing what the different little nuances look like when I create my project. So I just did that remix, and I kind of like it. And of course, this one is set to go vertically, and I don't hate it. I actually kind of like this one. Okay, so you can do this as well. Or remember how I said the horizontal way was I liked a lot too. So you can do that also. I'm going to close out of here just so you can see. Again, this is my title slide. Okay. This is my first date in fact, my second date in fact, my third date in fact. And now you can kind of see why I liked it with this horizontal view because you get the date, the photo, and the fact all on the screen at once. Okay. Now the last thing I want to show you is how to share and then how to find it to edit again later. So to share it, we want to make sure that your teacher has access. All right, so you're going to go specific people or groups. And we're going to invite your teacher. All right, so I'm going to type in your teacher's name, and I'm going to invite her. And I've actually already invited her. You can see that she's down here as a viewer. Okay. The other thing you can do is just do this anyone with a link, and you can copy that link, and then you can paste that into one of your assignments in Teams if you need to. Okay, and you get that link by going to share. The last thing you need to do is know how to get to the Sway next time, all right? Now remember when we're working in Office 365, things save automatically, but here's how you find it. Back in ClassLink, you're going to click on Sway. Once Sway loads, it should be on the front of your, or the top of your screen. Now you can see my recent projects that I've edited or created are right here. I'm just going to click on this. Opens up right into editing access. All I have to do is scroll to the bottom and add a new one. And there you have it.